What up, though, peeps? Welcome back. It's been a minute, a hot minute, but the crew is back together. The DSA show, Above the Rim, the hottest basketball show there is, there was, and ever will be. I know you guys missed us because there ain't another show like it out there. But let's go ahead and introduce today's panel, and let's say thank you for you guys for staying patient with us just before we hop into it. But first up, we got the man, the myth, the legend behind the V-neck. None other than Bravo himself. Bravo, welcome back. How you doing today, man?
What's up, everybody? So I'm broadcasting here from you guys from live from work, but it's all going great. Everybody has been doing good, watching the Pistons, but we have been busy, so we'll try to make the show whenever we can.
Absolutely, absolutely. Make sure you guys do spread the word that we are back. Share the video, share it on Facebook, Instagram, put it on your Snapchat, put it on your Tinder or wherever you're at. Share it, spread the word, let your friends know. Next up, man, we got the heart of the city, Mr. Free Smoke Saturday himself. 313 JMO, welcome back, man. How you been?
Man, it's been a while, yo. It is Free Smoke Saturday, y'all. Y'all know what it is. But I just gotta say, man, shout out to all of the fans, man. We will be back hosting shows more. I know we have been gone for a while. Like Bravo said, we've been busy getting stuff together. But like as Drew said, man, we back. We got a lot of good things in store for y'all, man. I'm excited.
So before we hop into the Pistons, JMO, I gotta ask you, how you feeling about this Westbrook stuff?
Man, first of all, Westbrook. Second of all, the Lakers depress me. Third of all, I hate the Lakers organization. Fourth of all, I hate the Lakers organization. Fifth of all, Westbrook had Raul Neto and Danny Avdija, and he looked better than with LeBron James. I hate the Lakers organization, and that's all I'm gonna say, bro. Like, like that's all I'm gonna say. Just they should have traded him, bro. Shit.
Well, let's get rid of that negativity and air balls and bricks and go to a player who's been killing it and is very, very much in the rookie of the year race. A summer league MVP. He did okay in the skills challenge. Cade Cunningham, Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, has been taking the league by storm, taking Pistons fans all the doubt of him not being worthy enough of being the first overall pick. All those guys have been proven wrong. Everyone who made fun of our reactions for us getting the number one overall pick to hyping up Cade Cunningham, Cade is proving those doubters wrong. And now he's starting to win games because of it. He's making his teammates better. Since the Marvin Bagley team, the Detroit Pistons have been on a different level. They've been trying to win. And a lot of the credit goes to Cade Cunningham. Because of Cade Cunningham, you know what? I don't want to break it down because we got a lot to talk about. I'm not hitting it all right here. But JMO, what's the story behind Cade's success, man? What's
Okay,
your
so
thoughts to him being this potential superstar of the league?
man, let me tell you something. I think I said this. I said this. The last video I did. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. We got some new people on here. It is DSA Above the Rim. We are back. It's your boy 313 JMO. I said that this boy Cade Cunningham, he's different. He's special. He already a superstar. But the thing about him is he's a real leader. But y'all buckle up because we about to have 30 minutes of Cade talk. So like we about to look, man. I don't know if any other basketball shows are doing this or breaking it down, but we have to really break down and get into the crux and explain Cade Cunningham. And I want to tell everyone about Cade Cunningham and what he is, man. Look, right now, Cade potential is best player in the league, top 3, top 5 at worst, but his floor is top 10 player in the NBA. I just like that's his floor. The dude, he has everything that I want from a superstar outside being athletic like Giannis or something. Like that's the only other thing. And if I'll tell you this right now, if Cade was athletic like Giannis, he would be the greatest basketball prospect to ever come out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm serious. Like, because no basketball player has ever been that talented. That's why I always said, Cade is light-skinned Bron. He's Bron without the athleticism because LeBron James, when it comes to talent, is the only person I can find in comparison from Cade, where it comes, okay, you got a guy who's a great scorer, can pass, can shoot the ball, IQ is out of this world, is a leader. I think Cade has a better clutch gene but it's just a lot of similarities. But the thing is, I don't think he's a potential superstar. I think he won already. I want Pistons fans to know deep down in your heart, rejoice, man. We got the dude that's all that in the bag of chips. And I was telling these guys off air, and I know it's a lot of stuff going around with Zion right now. But Zion Williamson is the only other number 1 overall pick that I've seen in like a decade where I was like, this dude right here is just on a different level than anything I've ever seen. And I know a lot of people haven't seen Zion Williamson play basketball. I have, because y'all know I love Lonzo. So I saw him play. Like, he only played 83 games? Well, I saw 70 of those games. The dude is out of this world. And when I look at Cade, he's only I'm like, other than Zion, I had to go back to, like I said, Blake Griffin, rookie Blake Griffin, before I could see a player where I'm like, this guy is on a different level. So the thing about and he's getting better all the time. You got a 6'6" guard that's elite at all 3 levels of scoring, borderline elite. I want to call him elite yet because he's not efficient. Very, very amazing at all 3 levels of scoring, clutch gene. And you see, he elevates the team though. Sadiq Bay, Jeremy Grant, and these players on the team, they believe in him. And I'm telling you, I forgot the guy's name. When Kendrick Perkins and Rachel Nichols and what is the scout's name? That scout also says Chet Holmgren is the number 1 prospect, by the way, Drew. So you need to pay attention to this man. But he said, he literally was like, Cade Cunningham is the best perimeter prospect in the last decade, and he's the best prospect he has seen since Luka Doncic. And the difference is, he said Cade was a more polished player and a better defender than Luka Doncic. This is before the draft. I'm trying to paint the entire picture for everyone. He said that, and then they asked Kendrick Perkins, what is Cade Cunningham's comparison? Kendrick Perkins stood right in the camera, looked and was like, LeBron James. He played just like LeBron James. And when you hear crazy things like that before a player gets drafted, you're like, no way in hell. Now, let's look at what he is now. What Kendrick Perkins said, and my guy, I can't remember his name, I'll look it up later. They're absolutely right. The dude is out of this world. And I just feel like we blessed that when we got a number 1 overall pick, it was in this draft and not any other one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, that dude, I think he's going to be the best player in the league, for real. And if it's not him, it's going to be Zion, John Morant, LaMelo, or Luka. But I just can't see him not being the best because he's so unpolished. He has so many problems in his game offensively that I just pick up on because I know how to look at it, that I'm like, oh my gosh, if he was getting foul calls, Drew, the man would be averaging 18, 19 already as a rookie.
Facts.
Like sometimes his decision making gets bad. He's still having problem with turnovers. Sometimes his shot is broke, and he's still this good. Do people understand how unpolished he is already? I know I see some people talking about LaMelo or Luka, but LaMelo and Luka were more polished than Cade offensively as rookies. They were. Cade
their handles and stuff were tight and crazy.
Goodness, right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Their ball handling definitely was just better. And, Cade had a problem finishing a little bit his first couple months. It was pissing me off, to be honest with you. He got way better at that now. But when you look at that and where he is now, I mean, we've seen him go toe-to-toe with LaMelo already a couple times. So we've already seen that. We haven't played Luka yet, but Cade is definitely rookie of the year, y'all. Shout out to all the people in the chat. He's the best rookie. It's not, to me, like I say, he's better than all the other rookies. It's not close. It's no debate. Evan Mobley will probably be a superstar, and he's still not going to be it's levels to this superstar shit. There's the LeBrons and the Kevin Durant's and the Giannis's, and then there's, the prime Russes and the prime Dame Lillards, prime James Harden, the Steph Curry, prime AD for 1 year. 1 season AD. That's what we gonna call him. 1 season AD. Prime Kawhi Leonard. There's levels to the superstar stuff. I just want Piston fans to understand. Yes, we have the guy. Yes, he's everything in a bag of chips. But understand when you watch that man go out and play basketball, because we're blessed and we're not gonna be able to see this again.
Shout out to Ashton, the trainer, man. He did such a good job with getting Cade ready for the NBA. And I think college is one of the biggest things. If you watch Cade in college and what he had to work with his roster here in the Pistons, it's pretty similar. A whole lot of question marks, a whole lot of unproven players. But the thing that stood out to me the most with Cade this year, he's a winner. He wants to win. In the fourth quarter, he takes over the game offensively and defensively. And when I say he takes over offensively, it doesn't mean he's putting the ball in the hoop every play, but he's finding the open man. The ball movement's better. We're getting open shooters. We're putting Sadiq and Jeremy Grant in great positions to get a good, clean look. Rather, if it's Jeremy attacking or Grant getting Sadiq getting an open three, he's doing such a great job of incorporating Bagley into the new squad, which he's got a legit lob threat, so it's not that hard. But now he's doing a better job incorporating Beef Stew. Beef Stew has looked so much better since the trade of getting Bagley. But then we go into All-Star break, and Cade wins Summer League MVP, or not Summer League, Rising Stars MVP. Stars. Do you know how many people were in there? You had Jalen Green, Suggs, Mobley.
But did you see how, like, he was better than everyone else? And what I mean by that is he made Mobley look good. Yes. That's what I mean. He had Mobley looking amazing. But who was throwing him the ball? That's what y'all got to get. He had Mobley looking like the second overall pick.
But then we go to the skills challenge, and they're down. Last skills challenge. They have to win it or they're out. And what happens? Cade rallies the troops. They win it. They go to the championship round. Cade hit the half-court shot in under 10 seconds. It says Mobley hit one sooner. But Cade wanted that at the end. He's competitive. He doesn't want to lose. And now since All-Star break, we've had 2 games that we won because he blocked a shot. He was in the right position. That's Detroit basketball. Being a closer doesn't always mean hitting a game-winning shot or giving your team the lead. Sometimes being a closer is stopping the other team from scoring when you need a stop. And that's something, even when the Pistons were a playoff team last couple of years, we never had that skill defensively. Cade does it all on both sides. There's a reason, even Dwayne Casey, a man we have been very, very crucial of on this show.
I still am.
He realizes Cade is special. He said it. He has the it factor. And if you're not a Casey fan like me and JMO, Casey realizes how good Cade Cunningham as a rookie is. This could have gone a completely different way this season, but he's given Cade the starting job from day number 1. He had to earn to kind of initiate the offense at first, but he's getting more and more comfortable. Cade's a leader. He's vocal. He's 20 years old. He's only been on the team for a couple months, and he's already the leader of the team over Jeremy Grant, who was supposed to be the vet. But now he's already developed. You know, last year that was the big talking point. Sadiq Bay, Beef Stew, they took a jump halfway through the season. I don't know if Cade's taken a jump, but he's gotten more efficient. And like JMO said, his game's not polished yet. His handles are sloppy. He turns the ball over a lot. His shot's not there. But, you know, he's so smart. He takes what the defense gives him. If he's open, he's shooting the 3 because it's the best shot still. If they come out on the perimeter and force him off the 3-point line, he's going to pull up for a mid-range shot. And his mid-range shot looks just as good as CP3's. What CP3 does of fighting off the screen, putting his back on the defender to get himself an open shot, you can see that Cade studied that move and that he incorporated it. Chris Paul's been one of the best point guards in the league for the last 10, 15 years. It's smart for him to pick his game, pick his brain, learn from him, watch him. But then if he needs to throw an oop or a pass out to Sadiq, he puts the ball where it needs to go. He's not selfish for the wrong reasons. When he gets it going, man, you got to watch out because you don't know. There's a reason other teams have doubled him 13 times a game, most by so far this season. Just throwing that out there. It's because
that's for all players, man. That's tops for all players in the league.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. And B doesn't get doubled that much. And he's been dominating all year long. KD doesn't get dominated that much. When he's been healthy, he's been dominated. Giannis doesn't get doubled that much. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, and the thing with Cade is like you're talking about his IQ, but I said this that last video on my channel. I was like, the one main thing that stood out to me from Cade from the beginning, and even when he was playing well, was he was a real leader. Like, how can I say this? Leaders of Cade caliber are extremely rare because you have to look at the type of leader he is as a rookie already. You know what I'm saying? Like Cade is a different level of leader. You go back to the Rising Stars. I mean, watch the game. He was out there leading all of the future best players in the league. And I'm talking about being vocal, talking to him, like being an actual leader, like just natural, talking to him, telling him you need to be here, you need to be there. Like, did y'all not see it? I definitely did. And that's why he's gonna be the best player in the league someday. Because the dude, his like, you know, the talent and everything, but when it comes to the end of the game, it's leadership. I mean, you brought up Dwayne Casey. I mean, yeah, at the end of the game, Dwayne Casey is allowing Cade to get the ball and Jeremy Grant go in the corner. So depending on what's going on with the game, like who should get the ball or whatever. But I'm calling Cade Santa because he got a whole bag of tricks. I've been saying Killian needs to study nothing but CBO Rubio tape while he's not training. Absolutely. And you brought up the Marvin Bagley thing, but I said this Marvin Bagley really it was going to show the best for Killian game because it's clear at this point Killian is the best point guard in the pick and roll. Like it ain't even close. Like if Bagley is ever open on the road, Killian is giving them the ball. So and Isaiah Stewart has definitely played better because he was struggling and Sadiq Bay was struggling to the beginning of the season, but the man Cade Cunningham, man, and he wants it, and he's not about losing. And like I judge a lot of players differently as rookies, where I concern like what level of boxing I'm going to put them in to where their potential is. And we go to Cade, I give him extra marks and high grades because we beaten teams we haven't beat. Like we beat the Utah fucking Jazz. When the last time that happened?
The Bucks, the Hornets.
We beat the oh my gosh. Don't get me started on the Hornets. I was like, bro, I'm like, please beat these dudes. I am tired of losing to the Hornets, bro. And we beat the Hornets. So like we're beating teams we haven't beat. We're breaking records. Like it's like you have to exercise demons. And Cade's been doing like, I mean, Drew is documented. What did I tell you? I said we wasn't gonna beat. I said this like a year ago. We ain't gonna beat the Bucks for like the next 3 years. Like we're not gonna beat this team in the regular. Like we're gonna get swept every year, no matter what. We don't have a chance. And obviously that's how it looked. But yeah, that's not true no more. We beat the Hornets. So when I look at like small things like that, and like you said, like Jeremy Grant, you can see he was a little bit pissed off that Cade stole the show. But if you watch these last 7 games, he was pissed off. It was the Boston game. I remember Cade waved him off so he could get a shot. He was mad. But if you watch closely, it's about trust, man. Jeremy Grant now trusts. As a rookie, he's just like, look, man, I might wanted to be the guy or whatever is going on, but this dude is just special. And like that's why at the end of the game, that's why we closing games at the end now. Because at the end of the game, it's not more with Jeremy Grant, like, man, give me the fucking ball. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And Dwayne Casey knows how to I'll give him credit for this. I think we lost to the Wizards. But I like how Dwayne Casey called it at the end because Jeremy Grant at the end of that Wizard game was just going crazy. I'm like, bro, get Jeremy Grant the ball every single time. And that was the play. They called him. They gave him the ball every single time. And that's how it works. But you have to know how to go with the high hand. But I'll be paying attention a lot to the way that Jeremy Grant is reacting to all of this. And that's why we win in games because the team, and I said this before, if this whole team was healthy all year, we would be winning like 25-30 easily. Mm-hmm. Because look at the full squad. When the full squad is here, healthy, Killian, Cade. I know Bagley and Olin have been in and out. Like, NBA teams are not strolling in. They strolling in and they scared because they losing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm looking at. This is what a subpar coach. This is what the lack of another scoring guard. Like Killian just hasn't developed that part of his game. I definitely think he can, but we just don't have that right now. And this is with the lack of a real true center. And we still this competitive. Once we fill out those positions, like this is gonna be amazing, man. Cade, this is what he did, and this is something that LeBron did. Yes, I will compare him to LeBron for the rest of his career. Sorry, Cade. We gonna start the narrative early. Light skinned brown without the athleticism. The boy gonna be 6'6", 240. To me, he exceeded the expectation. I thought he was gonna be fucking phenomenal. We talked about Cade all the time. We thought he was gonna be great, but there's no way we thought the dude was gonna be this on defense.
Mm-mm.
There's no way I could think he was gonna be this good at a finishing or probing into the lane or just be like this physical, like getting to the rim. Like Cade's the type of player. It's just like you can't say this about a lot of players. If he wanted to, he don't have to shoot jump shots. If he wanted to, Cade could just drive to the rim every time.
Mm-hmm.
Might get hurt more, might score less points, but he would still be able to be great. He'll be able to drive to the rim and still be able to kick and play defense. And that's without being able to shoot. That's why he's so different. Guess what? The man can shoot. So it's just crazy to me. Cade is going to be more than generational. Like I said, man, I think he's going to be the best player in the league unless somebody comes in after him that makes me change my mind. Because we don't know who else going to come after him.
We haven't even talked about one of his most impressive stats so far, and that's his record against the other top picks in the draft. He's like 8-2 or 7-2 against the other top picks in the draft. He steps up for the big moments, which now may not seem like a big deal. But in a couple of years, when the Pistons are in the playoffs, and you have to play John Morant one night, you got to go play Harden and Embiid one night, you got to play Giannis the next, you can't back down from those guys. Cade is establishing himself right now as the most must-see player in his draft, the best player in his draft, and it's not even close. Like what we said with the Rising Stars game, him taking over, being the leader, his record against these other guys, you can't deny that he wants to win. He's going to be a winner. And I think the Pistons have done a great job this season. The first half of the stretch, man, ooh, that was tough to watch. That was some tough basketball to watch. But I think we have to give credit to Casey. He's done a good job with his rotations. I still don't like Corey Joseph and McGriddle, but he's done a good job of using them the right way. We've taken the ball out of their hands. Corey's just there to shoot corner threes when Cade gets doubled or triple.
Corey is there to handle the ball
every once in a while, and that's just because, again,
we need another ball handler in the starting lineup. Killian's not ready for it, so they threw Corey out there. I don't like it. I still would have been like, throw Killian to the fire. Let him die out there. I bought because we saw the same example with Sadiq Bay. He was in the fire and he died in the first half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Boy was trash. Let's be honest. So I'm always of that inkling because when you let a player go out there and just die by fire, either they're gonna sink or swim, obviously. But most of the time, if they're one of the top prospects, they're gonna rise because they just need opportunity to fail.
Mm-hmm.
But clearly, he plays better off the bench. But Corey Joseph is in the starting lineup to handle the ball. And to me, that's just stupid. But hey,
I like that what Casey's done with Diallo. They decided that Diallo is going to be the guy over Josh Jackson, and I think they made the right call too. Is he's been a big part of this bench. When Cade goes out, all right, now we can get a couple dunks. We can get some stops. We get some excitement off the bench when Cade's not out there now, and that goes to Killian. Killian's he's still got a lot to do, but I think he's done better off the bench number wise than when he was in the starting five, because now he can do what he does naturally. Play make, find his open teammates. He's being more aggressive with his shot. Still not falling down, but I don't care. Take the shots. If it's a good shot, take it. And that's what he's doing. And you're going to see this pay off if we keep him. I know that's going to be a hot topic in the offseason if we're going to trade him, if we're going to draft his replacement. That's something we're going to address at a later date and time. But for right now, your goal is to get him more looks and get him better opportunities. I still wish to see him and Cade play a little bit more together. I think we gave up on that a little bit too quickly. Shout out Pistons Mike, man.
Well, he closed a couple games, though.
Yeah, he did. And he's showing us some
good. He looked good closing games.
And I like him and Bagley in the pick and roll. And, Bagley, since he's came here, has got a lot of great looks in the pick and roll game, which what have we been saying since we drafted Killian Hayes? Pick and roll, pick and roll. We're starting to do that because now we have options. So now what does that do? It takes pressure off of Kelly Olynyk, who, by the way, hit a game winner the other night in Boston. It opens him up because
now on the ball,
they can't double down in the paint anymore with Cade.
Who threw him the ball, Drew?
Cade, Killian, you name it. Are you talking about the game winner?
Yeah.
I
I had to talk about who threw him the ball. It's IQ, man.
It's IQ. He knows how to win games, and that's something you don't see from these young guys. Like that's what makes LeBron so special. I shit on LeBron because he's not the GOAT, but he is a top 5 player of all time. LeBron's not a scorer. He makes the right decision. Rather if it pays off or not because of his teammates, that's on them. And that's what J-Mo's saying. Cade has that ability to play make. He knows the game plan. He knows the playbook. He knows where the ball is supposed to go, and he gets it there when it counts. When the game's on the line, it's not going to be Cade's fault. He's going to make the right play. Now, rather if the shot goes in or not, that's a different story. But Cade, man, he's so special, man. He has made this team that was so dark and gloomy the first half of the season someone that you want to watch every night. The hype is there. If you have not watched the Pistons this year, go to LCA as soon as you can before the season's over with. Because when you watch them play in person,
it's not going to be empty.
You see how hard he hustles. He's diving for loose balls. He's a scrappy defender. He doesn't really talk a whole lot of trash, but he gets out there, man, and he just plays ball. He loves it.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be the crowds have been great. Like that Phoenix game, that crowd was amazing. The first Cleveland game was crazy. I mean, like I heard something on a Piston broadcast I had never heard when we were playing the Hornets. The Hornets announcement was like a good crowd in Detroit tonight. When the last time we heard that? Like, when the last time we've ever heard that for LCA? Even when we had Blake Griffin, he's selling tickets.
It was probably when we had Blake Griffin in the playoffs. That was
right.
About it.
The playoffs. That's the only time, literally, because it's the playoffs, and that he just brings the whole energy to the whole city, and everyone knows it. I see y'all talking about Jaden Ivey and Johnny Davis. Now, I'm in love with Jaden Ivey. To me, he was my number one prospect, even over Chet after watching him. But Johnny Davis, good Lord, like yeah. Though we not gonna make a mistake. I'm not even worried about who he drafts. I just have my preference. But Troy Weaver is not gonna make a mistake wherever we at. And the thing is with Killian a little bit, I just be telling people he only played like 80 games. Can we see him play like 2 full seasons before we say like he's done? I'm always all right. I'm always trying to just figure out how to get the best out of these players. And right now he's playing in his best position. But I told people as soon as we got Bagley, it was gonna be the best for Killian. I mean, Bagley's first game, his first quarter was a Killian pick and roll. I think after he got like a layup or something. So it's absolutely amazing what this team is gonna be. I just feel like I just want Pistons fans to know it don't matter if fuck the rest of the world, man. We don't care about that. I just want y'all to know who we got. And just continue to advance the narrative when you out and people talking smack about other rookies. Make sure they know that Cade Cunningham is him. Make sure they know that Cade Cunningham done crossed over their favorite rookie. Make sure you know that Cade Cunningham done beat their favorite rookie. Make sure you know who that man is. That's all.
While you're throwing it out there, make sure that you know that guy crossed up the league MVP.
Yeah. Had Jokic looking all bad, bro.
Throw that out there.
Yeah, man. Hey, Benjamin Foe, man. What's good, man? I ain't do no shout out. Let's do some shout outs real quick, Drew, man. Because we back in this, boy, man.
We back.
Let's see, man. We got Mr. Ray. Shout out to you, man. We got Apollo in the building. Marley Cairo in the building. Scott 86. Mr. Ray. I already shouted you out. I'm fooling. We got Big Dog in the building, man. We got my boy Brian Scotia in the building. What's good? How we feeling on that over 23, 24 and a half? I'm feeling real good about that now. It's like, no, it ain't. I don't know if we got enough time. Got my man C. Gerald in the building. What's good, y'all? Pistons Mike in the building. We got Destroy in the building. What's good, everybody? What's good, man? Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channels if you haven't already, man. We here.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we got a very, very exciting guest coming back. We have not had this man on the show in quite some time. I am very curious to see where his takes have taken him in life. No miss. What up, though?
What's good, bro?
What up, brothers? What's good?
Mr. Noam Dello, what's going on, sir?
Oh, man, just noticed y'all went live and said, son of a bitch, let me get on here. What's going on?
We were just talking about Cade because one narrative that I do want to get started on this show We started early, but every Pistons fan need to know Cade Cunningham is him. He is light-skinned LeBron. He is basketball Jesus. He's everything in a bag of chips. He can't do no wrong. He walks on water. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but y'all need to know who this man is. That way, when he fails or when he doesn't meet your expectations, you won't be as critical because you know what you got. That's why when he was playing like bad or not being efficient this year, I'm like, I could care less how efficient this man is if he winning me games at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, that's just what we were discussing because I want Pistons fans to know, man, we have the guy. This dude is going to be the dude, period. And he plays for the Detroit Pistons. And y'all know what that means? What did I tell you, Drew? I said it. I was like, in 5 to 10 years, we was going to win a chip. This is before we drafted him. It's going to happen. It's gonna happen. That's why I'm so happy because I know Cade Cunningham gonna be holding up a freaking trophy for the Pistons, bro.
I can make a bold prediction for whenever we get into the playoff talks. I don't know if that'll be next year, 2 years, or 3 years down from the road.
No, next year we're completely there because this is why. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, you're good.
This is why we have like hella cap space. Only thing we're doing is paying Blake Griffin. The only other big contract is Jeremy Grant. We moved Jeremy Grant. Now there's no big contracts on the entire roster but what? Kelly Olynyk. And I feel like Troy Weaver, I don't know what's going to happen with Jeremy Grant. I don't really know how I feel about him being on the team because it is iffy. Like yesterday he was trash. I wanted to kill him. The day before he had 3 20-point games. But if you're moving Jeremy Grant, whatever you're doing with him, long story short, you're going to be able to fill this roster with tons of pieces and good role players. Like, we might not be able to get the stars, but all of those best role players, the like Alex Caruso type role players that will be Josh Hart. You know, he maybe not be a role player no more. He's a starter. But those type of players that are solid role players for teams like this, we're going to pick all of them up, and I definitely think we're going to get a solid free agent. Add that in with year 3 Cade, year 2 Killian, year 3 Stewie. I think Bagley is going to be here for sure. You're going to have Bagley here, and then you're going to have year 3 Sadiq Bay. We're going to be an absolute problem for some of these teams, and the main reason why, and Diallo, who's going to be, I think he's going to be an all-star. Main reason why we're so special, including Killian, all of our starters play defense. You can't say that for the rest of these teams in the league, man. You have Stewie plays defense, Cade plays defense, Jeremy Grant plays defense, Sadiq plays defense, but 3 of those guys are two-way players. And that's what makes us a nightmare, man. Like, at the end of the game with Killian out there, like, bro, who's scoring the ball? That's why we've been winning games at the end, regardless whether Kojo's out there or Killian or whoever they want to close the damn game with. Add Diallo to that mix. We're throwing out two-way wings. That's why we're going to be great. But no, miss, I definitely want to know. Hey, I'm still taking Zoe over Ja. I don't care. Zoe.
Give me
Bulls
Ja.
falling apart without Lonzo. They can't beat a damn good team to save their life. I'm still taking Zoe.
Yeah, he was the most important piece on that Chicago Bulls team, man.
Absolutely. They can't beat nobody but bad teams.
Well, Levine's still out though, right?
No, Levine's back. They all
Levine
back.
was
The only
out.
people
I haven't watched him
there
play
is
in a minute.
Zoe and Caruso.
When's Zoe supposed to be back?
Zoe's supposed to be back like next 10 days. So he's gonna be back soon.
So they still got enough time to take the first seed.
Yes, absolutely.
If not, they'll be at least second.
Mondo Ray Moore, what's good, man? Thanks for stopping by in the chat, man.
What up, Ray? So,
I don't think LeVar would do that, especially not over LaMelo. So he still got LaMelo too.
Oh no, he's taking LaMelo over Ja for sure.
Yeah, but the thing about me is, like, I admit when I'm biased. I'm clearly biased. I don't care. Like I told every Memphis fan, Lonzo owns Ja Morant. Ja Morant's never scored. He had 25 points against Zoe and a bunch of bad games. Don't believe me? Go check every game they've ever played. That nigga Ja Morant went and gave Ayo Dosunmu 41. Like, I'm like, dang, bro, 41? Oh my goodness. He don't want no parts of Zoe. Zoe's 6'6", bro. It's hard. It's hard for anybody to guard. I told you what he was gonna do to Cade. Look what he did to Cade. Like, hey.
Yeah.
I do think while we're talking playoffs and Cade, when we get to that point, even if we are just an 8 seed, we're taking at least one game with Cade. We're not getting swept with Cade.
No.
But Nomis, man,
Mhm.
what's been your reaction or thoughts, emotions, etc., to what Cade Cunningham has been doing for this team? I mean, every night, every game, he's got a couple of highlights, big impactful plays. He's winning us games now. What has Motorcade been doing for you, man? How excited are you watching him, watching the Pistons now?
Well, to be totally honest, when it comes to Motorcade, I've been motoring, wondering where he been all my motor life, because at the end of the day,
we ain't calling him Motorcade, man. We call him Cartier Cade over here now.
Okay,
Cartier Cade, because Cade has earned his buffs, man.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
that's true. But it's so good knowing that I got a player that's so his game is so set. Like, far as like, there's still like obviously things he has to improve on, even if when it comes just to the scoring factor. He has potential to drop 40 multiple times in the year. But if you forget, like, this is still his rookie year, and it's like people already seeing the effect, because it's not just only about him; it's about the other guys that correspond with him too. And it's like, it's not just like he's starting to finally get his touch on the team more. Like, this is a guy that everybody said was a bust. He came in, his first game had 0 points. Like, you really expect him to drop 35. And then after that, he started slowly taking over. His shot volume was looking kind of weird at first, then it just started falling down. And then you started seeing him wake alive late in the fourth quarter, and then putting up a lot of points in the end of the game and making game time decisions. Yeah, he's turned the ball over time, but that's what I expected from him this year. And I'm so happy to have him, because when I look at his game, if you judged him too early, even when he started playing good at first, you gave him like an off-branded judgment. When Bagley got here, he started doing exactly what I said he was going to do: alley-oop in the basketball. I knew then he was for real. You didn't have the pieces to help him out down low. Everybody has to understand. Like, for me, I still love Evan Mobley to this day. When we got the number one pick, like, I'm not saying if I was GM, I would have drafted Mobley over him, but it would have just been like, on my personal feelings, a little hard. People have to understand Mobley has a lot of talent around him. And with Cade, you had a lot of kids coming in. They had to grow together. So for the fact of the matter, he didn't have the pieces down low that could help take pressure off him and help his game out. So when we got Bagley, you saw more what Cade could do. And now, look at this team. They're winning games. He's closing out. Sadiq Bay is in high form. He's taken an effect on this team that we haven't seen in over 15 years. Really 20. And it's only year one.
I'm comparing Cade coming here to the man that was in the building yesterday, Isaiah Thomas. That's the last time we got a Cade Cunningham, and y'all see who that man is. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't think I need to expand on that. That's what he's gonna be for us. Period. What's the best draft choice for us? I mean, it's a lot of debates, but Chet Holmgren is the best draft choice and the most underrated draft pick. He's gonna be that guy.
Salute, Ray.
Chet Holmgren is Kristaps Porzingis with ball handling skills.
And that's my point exactly.
And that's another thing I want
But
to talk about.
But he's durable though. He's never been hurt.
I'm scared. I'll admit.
I don't.
When
we
he
can
plays,
be scared. Like I said, y'all can be scared, bro. I sat here last year and told y'all Evan Mobley was gonna be better than all of these dudes. And I would sit here and tell you, Chet Holmgren is that dude.
I wasn't scared with Mobley. When Mobley jumps,
he's playing better. He's a better college player.
When Chet jumps, I'm like, look out, he's about to break his leg, man. I don't.
Man, Chet is like,
it worries me, man. It worries me.
Mobley is just as thin. That's what I don't get. Mobley's not not that big of a basketball player at all.
But he looks natural. Chet, man, he looks uncoordinated.
No, he don't.
Yes, he does. He does not look like a hooper, man.
What?
No, I'm not saying that he's not. He's a hooper.
I've seen Chet take the ball, cross up, stop the three and pull it, block the shot, and do it again. Like, come on, man. Chet is a monster. Like, it's nobody like
he's
Chet.
gonna be a bust. I'm just scared to draft him.
Draft, man. Chet is a monster. And this is why I'm so high on Chet now, because you remember when we were talking about Imani Bates and how high I am on Imani Bates, or was, before he broke our hearts. And Imani Bates, Chet was better than him. Chet has always been the number one player. So, and the only thing is, like in high school, he was the number one player, clearly. Right now, the number one player in college basketball maybe is debatable, but he's always been the number one guy. He's been durable. He has his fire. He got more fire than all of the top picks, completely. He got more dog in him than all of them. That's not even a debate. And when I look at him, it's the defense, bro.
I'm ready to
like his defensive instincts are just on a different level. He looks like they were saying, like he had the highest potential to win Defensive Player of the Year. I really think so. Like he's gonna average 2 blocks no matter what team he goes to. His defense is just like he can't score on this man on the inside, and we need rim protection. So I'm gonna take Chet. But Jaden Ivey, I just told you, I put him over. I put him over Chet because like Jaden Ivey looks like Ja Morant and like Donovan Mitchell put together to me, because he got so much juice, he got so much go. I mean, he's amazing. But I'm taking Chet. But Bonchero, I just saw some videos about Bonchero, and Bonchero is the one that Cade likes. Cade's already talked about Bonchero. If y'all didn't know, he wants us to draft Bonchero, so we probably end up with Bonchero.
He also said he liked the Smith too, though.
Well, all I know is he played with Paolo, and you can see, bro. You gotta like be able to read people. When they asked Cade about Paolo, Cade was like, "Oh my god, Paolo, man, he's amazing, man. Dog, people don't understand, man. That dude big, man. He is great." Like the way he was talking about Paolo is like, "Oh yeah." It was like almost like you could tell that we're gonna get him because like. He's ecstatic when talking about Paolo Banchero. And I was the lowest on Banchero after seeing this video that Piston Talk posted. He was like, what did it say, Drew? He was like, look how fast Banchero is, like moving like off of his quick like twitch. I have not seen a player that big, that fast off a quick twitch in like a decade. I was like, whoa, I didn't know he could do this. Bonchero looks like a 6'10" Cade Cunningham. I'm just being honest. He's more athletic. So the dude's not as polished, but that's how he looks. Like that's how he freaking looks.
So that's what brings me to the question I've been trying to ask y'all. Who do y'all want and do y'all rather have with Cade?
I'd rather have what I want because if he wants Bonchero and I want Jaden Ivey or Chet Holmgren, I think I'm going to take one of those two. Because Jaden Ivey, the reason why I put him over Chet Holmgren is because out of every prospect I've seen, I 100% know J-Mo, what is the March 5th, 2022, unless he has a major injury, Jaden Ivey going to be a star. You can just see it. Like, I don't have no doubt he going to be amazing. Every other player, I even had question marks about Cade. When I look at Jaden Ivey, I literally see that boy gonna be a star. And you can just tell. You can tell if you really know basketball. You can tell. Every other player in the draft class right now, it's not like you can't tell as much as you can. When you see Jaden Ivey hoop, you're like, bro, like the dude is different. Everybody else you have some question marks about, and I don't have many question marks. But Jaden Ivey is the one that I'm most confident in is going to be a great player no matter what, unless injuries. That's why I would take him because, like, if you look at the way the league is right now, the dude is 6'4", he's athletic, and he can dribble and he can shoot. Like, he's going to put him next to Cade. Like, bro, you see Corey Joe playing next to Cade right now. Like, you put him next to Cade, he's going to be chopping and dunking, and he's going to be amazing. Every other player, to me, they're not as a for sure thing as Jaden Ivey. That's why he was my number one pick. But I'm taking Chet. Because I look at Joel Embiid, and I look at Jokic, and I look at Giannis. Three best players in the league, arguably, but they're big men. We're transitioning to the back to an era of dominant big men and unicorns. And Chet is a 7-foot defensive unicorn monster. And that's I just gotta pair him. Like if you have Chet, Bagley, and Stewart, who's scoring on us on the inside?
Dwayne Casey.
Dwayne Casey need to be fired instantly. No.
No, Ivy, man. Ivy it's interesting. If we draft him, pairing him with Cade and Sadiq Bay.
Woo!
Oh my
Hey.
god, dude.
Boy, I'm telling you, man, he got so much juice, bro. Like you can, he got so much juice, man. You can just see it, bro. And he has the clutch gene. We got some comments. Jaden Ivey upside is ridiculous. I'm worried Chet can get pushed around by a proficient big, but I was wrong about Mobley. It's videos of Chet scoring over players that's way bigger than him physically. I'm not worried about that. He don't shy away from contact. All top 6 pick have question marks. What's your question mark about Jaden Ivey? I would love to hear that.
I got a question too for y'all. Let's say the Pistons get either Chet, Banchero, or even Smith. If they get Chet or Banchero, do you think you guys think that they have to wait a year for those guys to really be able to get their groove in, or do you think there'll be hot fire like Cade was this year?
Well, okay. I'll break it down. Yeah, Chet is skinny. Jabari can't really create out. Yeah, that's my thing about Jabari Smith is I don't know how good he can be. I know how good he is now, but I don't know what his ceiling is. He looks like an extremely high floor player. But who knows how good he can be. But with Chet, you said Chet, and Banchero, Jabari.
And Smith.
Jabari will start right away.
Yeah.
Probably because of the type of player he is. Like he's 6'10", shoot the lights out. We don't have a player like that. And I love Bagley and Stewie and all of them boys. Y'all not Jabari Smith. But when it comes to and Banchero might, but when it comes to like Chet though, he might not actually start away. He probably will be in the rotation unless they force him because he doesn't necessarily have to. Because you'll have Stewie, you have Marvin Bagley, but if you want to, I think Chet would be the one that will be off the bench because he's a center, so it's a little bit different. Jaden Ivey will start right away because he will be better than, assuming he'll be better than Killian Hayes. And I mean, who else is the point guard ahead of him? He'll start right away. But it'll probably be like Chet or Banchero will probably be most likely to come off the bench. But I think Jabari Smith and Jaden Ivey would be the most likely to start. What about you, Drew?
Yeah. I might be biased because I'm not the biggest Chet fan.
I know,
but I do like what Mr. Ray says. Is like that's what held Thon Maker back was his frame. He does have a good wingspan, and he does have good timing for blocks. So even like when he plays someone like Embiid, who's going to be stronger than him, he's going to have great reaction time to make amends and recover from it. But that being said, I still think that's his biggest concern. If he hits the weight room and fills out, man, he by far #1 pick. But I don't know, like you said, if he's on this team, if he starts right away, no one Casey, they'll probably play some things where they'll move Stu to the 4 playing with him. I don't know if him and Bagley fit together, but him and Kelly Olynyk would play pretty well together, I would say. Jabari, he's going to start right away. I don't see anyone.
Y'all got to do some research on Chet, man. Y'all upsetting me.
I look
Chet
at him. I've
already
him,
gained 20 pounds. No, listen. He's already gained 15 pounds since he's been in college.
Oh, see, I haven't watched
he's getting bigger in college. Man, y'all talking about this man frame. It's not going to be a factor. I'm trying to tell you. He's too big. He doesn't shy away from contact. He's already going he's already going against bigger, stronger players. They don't dominate. He went against Paolo Banchero already. Did Banchero dominate him? Banchero is definitely NBA ready, NBA big, but his frame, it's not going to matter. It's not gonna matter, man. Y'all just, oh my goodness.
I don't know, man.
It's not gonna matter. The dude is too good. The dude is too good.
Is he gonna be able to do everything
Just
he does
imagine
against Giannis?
Killian Hayes gained 30 damn pounds his rookie season, and we worried about Chet.
Yeah, but Killian wasn't a twig.
Killian was 170. He was a twig. He was 170 pounds at 6'5".
He's also not 7 foot tall though. It's different.
Let's go back. What I said, 170 pounds at 6'5". That was Killian in Germany. Twig. He went out and gained 30 pounds and all. It was ridiculous how he did it, but he did. So and like I said, Chet's already gaining weight, and I just watch Chet play, y'all. He don't shy away from contact. He's not like he might have a small frame, but his frame isn't a weak frame. And that's like he's not like a bowl or a Don Maker or even Joel. Those guys always had injuries. When do you hear about Chet Holmgren ever being hurt? I don't think it's gonna take that long for him to develop. The most NBA ready is probably Banchero though, just because Banchero is just like he's just big as fuck. Like he's just 6'10", 240. It's gonna like I say, he's like Kyle Kuzma. It's just gonna be easy for him to score. But I can't say nothing about everything else though. Y'all gonna learn, man. I'll always be early on this, boy.
I hope we take him, and I hope I'm wrong.
Man, Chet is that dude, bro. All I know is the dude that said the stuff about Cade also got Chet as the number one prospect. And I'm taking everything he said because I went back, I checked his track record. I'm gonna go look him up right now. This dude, he be right about these prospects.
Can I also remind you that, people like Anthony Bennett went number 1?
Bro.
Greg Oden.
Are you really comparing Anthony Bennett to Chet Holmgren right now?
No, not at all. I'm just like, because if he goes number 1 doesn't mean he's going to turn out. Injuries do play a factor.
Man, yeah, y'all bugging, bro.
This is very important, Jim.
Jalen Rose was just talking about Chet,
and
that's all I'm gonna say. Jalen Rose mentioned Chet
when
they asked him. He the first player he spoke. I don't care who he think we should take. The first player he said was Chet. I'm just trying to tell y'all. That boy and the fact that he actually added weight during the season, I'm like, oh, so this man is not. He's gonna have a bigger frame.
This draft might be more important than last year. We got the guy last year. Now we're drafting our Scottie Pippen, our Robin, to go with Cade Cunningham. If you take Chet and he doesn't pan out, say he does get injured or he doesn't turn out the way, he doesn't transition in the league, you just postponed what could have been another 5-7 years. So it's very important. And you know what? If Troy Weaver takes him, I trust Troy Weaver 125%. Troy has not done anything wrong to me yet. He's got the blueprint. He knows what he's doing.
He's done plenty of things wrong.
It's panned out though because you know why? We got Cade Cunningham. All those mistakes are at a minutes. Johnny Davis, yeah, I like him. I don't. Johnny again, this is gonna be a weird one because I was messing with Tankathon before we hopped on here, and if we stay where we're at 3, there's a really high percent chance we fall to either 6 or 5. I think those would be our highest ones. I wouldn't mind if we fell to 4 because I think Ivy will still be there. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about drafting Chet, Paolo. I think those guys will be off the board if we fall. Now, there's still a chance we can move up. But right now, the odds aren't looking so good. And the Pistons team, they're looking to win.
I already told y'all we wasn't going to have a top 3 pick.
I'm fine with that, man. You know why? It's because this offseason's different. We already got our rookie. We got our franchise player. We have money to spend in free agency on top targets. We have a guy in Jeremy Grant. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, people are still going to want him in the offseason. We could trade him in the offseason. We can get another top pick. We can get a borderline, maybe not superstar, but a Jeremy Grant that fits with Cade Cunningham type player. This offseason could be around just spending money and acquiring talent that fits around Cade and the rest of company. We're starting to get to that point in the rebuild where it's like, all right, we have enough young guys. Let's start getting some actual vets who make a difference that can help get to these young guys to the next stage in their career. I don't know if we're quite there this season, but definitely next offseason. You're going to see the Pistons be the more aggressive team in free agency of getting bigger names, better players, being a little bit more aggressive on the trade market. It's starting to turn. So I'm very excited for this offseason. Very crucial. We don't have to worry about tanking and getting a better pick because we have different options to go from, whereas the last couple of years it's been a little bit different. No one wanted our players. No one wanted Blake or Andre or Derrick Rose. Don't know why. Oh, wait, yeah, that's because Blake Griffin's out, Derrick Rose is out, and Andre's been on 5 different teams.
Chet had like 16. That's why.
But now people actually want Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant can go to a borderline title contender and be a third option. If he wants to do that, I don't know, but that's what he was born to do. He's born to be that role player. And he needs to embrace it when he goes there because he's on borrowed time here. The Pistons are not re-signing him. Unless this continues to work the second half of the season, which it very well might. The last few games or so, there's been a quote-unquote big 3 in Detroit with Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bay, and Cade Cunningham, where they've all fit well and played together. I don't know if this is Troy's plan long-term, but for right now, it's working because you want Cade and Sadiq to build that chemistry where all they have to do is give each other a look and they know what they're going to do. But you're also building up more and more trade interest for Jeremy Grant. Those teams that were kind of hesitant this year at the deadline might be a little bit more, I don't know, I want to say desperate, but might give up a little bit more to get him. So I think that's what the plan is. Let's worry about this season right now and the offseason. Then we're going to start worrying about what we're going to do in the draft because we don't know where we're going to be in terms of draft point. It could go anywhere. We could get the number 1 overall pick again. We could fall down to 7. It's a big question mark.
I don't think we're going to get the number 1 overall pick. And I think I said this before. If we get Cade, we should not have the number 1 overall pick.
I'm not going to get greedy and demand the number 1 overall pick.
Like,
but it would be pretty nice to
I wouldn't blame Cade,
back.
But, like, how are you that guy if we end up with the number 1 overall pick again? Like,
because he's better.
But, no, obviously, that's why I don't think we're going to have a pick. But I think we'll be anywhere. We'll be like 3 to 6 range. I'm not really tripping. Jabari Smith is probably gonna go first though. Jabari and Chet specifically are gonna be the first 2 taken off the board. And then it'll be Bonchero, and then it's Ivy and Johnny Davis, man. I love Johnny Davis because he's averaging 8 rebounds as a guard. That's crazy. I'm not really concerned because, as my boy said, drafting anywhere in the top 6 this year is a W. Ending with any one of Chet, Ivy, Davis secures at least one long-term piece for us moving forward along with Cade and Bay. And that's what I said. I was like, whoever Troy Weaver draft this year and next year, remember, Drew, I said it. I was like, it's going to change our franchise forever. I said it. It's documented on our shows. I said this. So I knew we were going to be where we are. I didn't know if we were going to end up with Cade Cunningham, but Cade and whoever we draft, that's going to be it. That's going to be our squad. That's going to be our team for the next 10 years outside of trades and things. We're not talking about the foundation that we're going to build to see how good our team is. And to me, the foundation is amazing. You got Stewart. You got I still think, I don't know what's going to happen with Killian, but for now, you have him at least as another guard on the team that can be very, very serviceable. Then you have you got Sadiq Bay and you got Cade Cunningham. 2-way wings. That's how you win championships and guards. That's how you win championships. But most importantly, you win championships when your best player can play defense like 99% of the time. So that's why I'm very high on Cade Cunningham and not as high on some of the other top prospects in the entire NBA, the Jaws, the Lucas, all of them. They don't necessarily play D. Won't maybe prevent them from doing something. But, like, yeah. Don 19 says we kind of messed up taking Hayes. Yeah, y'all should have took Halliburton if y'all were going to try to play Hayes like he was Halliburton. I agree with you there because that's literally looking like what happened.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah. Isaiah Livers. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Isaiah Livers. Look good as fuck, too. Go blue, baby.
I want to see him play more.
Blue. Go blue. I told you, Isaiah Livers was the best player on that Michigan team, and we see how good Franz Wagner is, even though Franz is a better NBA player, period.
Caught a body down the G League.
Period. But Livers is going to be a very good player. Like, I don't think people know. We're good at the wing now. Yep. Shore up your guards, shore up your centers.
So let me ask you this, J-Mo. Do the Pistons have – I don't want to know if I want to say the brightest future, but one of the brightest futures in terms of the NBA?
Okay. Charlotte definitely. Future is sky bright. You know why? They got that boy. They got that ball. Yep. Their future is sky bright. Chicago Bulls. Oh my goodness. Future sky bright. Memphis, future out of this world. Cleveland, future out of this world. And then Boston, I think it's gonna fall apart. I would say it's gonna depend on who we draft and how good they are. Because right now, those teams that I named, they have like 2 cornerstone pieces that we can measure up our 2 cornerstone pieces with theirs or 2 to 3, Memphis. Like, I'm the biggest Desmond Bain fan on the planet. And if the Pistons would trade whatever they need to trade for Desmond Bain, please do it. Please. Desmond Bain is going to be so good. I don't think people understand. Go look at them shooting percentages. So you got Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson. With the Bulls, you're going to have Zoe, Zach LaVine, DeMar ain't gonna be there long term. You got Vucevic, a young Patrick Williams, a young Ayo Dosunmu. They got pieces. Young Kobe White, they got pieces. Who else? Charlotte, you got LaMelo. Rozier isn't young, but they got the same amount. And then so that's what I'm looking at. But all I'll say is the same thing I just told you, Drew. Our squad is two-way outside of the point guard position. Can't say that about all these other squads. And I'm talking about including Jeremy Grant, a two-way bona fide 20-point per game scorer. Right now, Sadiq Bay is basically basically on our team, a two-way bona fide 20-point per game scorer. So is Cade Cunningham. And then you have Stewie, who's playing defense and rebounding and still can put the ball in the basket occasionally. And then you can replace him with Bagley and Kelly Olynyk. I mean, when I look at our team, you might be right, Drew. We might have the brightest future. Because if you maximize the type of team we have, because like every team has a philosophy and the way they want to build, right? Mm-hmm. But our team is on the low end. Miles Bridges. That's the other. I'm like, I know they got another player I couldn't remember. Miles Bridges. That's why they're them. But we're like the worst version of the type of team we trying to be. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like we could get rid of a Kelly Olynyk. Now we got Isaiah Livers filling that role. I think Bagley will stay, but it depends on where we're going in the draft. But then you could replace him, like, and then we could just fill out the team with role players. Cade gonna have this team going, juiced up next season. I'm telling you. And I think Killian gonna get better. I think Stewart gonna get better. I think Sadiq Bay gonna get better. I think all of our young players are only gonna get better. And what's his name? Ashton, the trainer, is gonna reach out to Killian to get him right. Please get Killian right, because I can get Killian right. I don't know what the hell they teaching him, to be honest. What are they telling him to do out there?
It's in French, so it's backwards from how we do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know if they like. I feel like they just telling him to go hoop and try instead of trying to tell him how to be a better basketball player.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is on that whole can of worms there. But why did you ask me that though? So
because I'm looking at the playoffs and the top contenders in the East. Like I'm looking at Miami. They're first overall seed, right? They're great. They're a good team. Very scary. Very underrated. No one's talking about them. But they're on borrowed time. Like Jimmy, Kyle Lowry, they're getting older. How much longer are they going to be able to play at a high level like that? And once those players go out, is Duncan Robinson and Hero going to be able to carry the franchise the way that they're being right now as that first overall seed? Like, they're still going to be a playoff team, but are they going to be enough? You look at Philadelphia now, is James Harden and Embiid going to last? You know, Harden's a question mark, but again, Harden's getting older. He's in his 30s now. They're very scary, fun to watch right now. Milwaukee, they're going to be as good as they are as long as Giannis is there. Their future's not going anywhere. Chicago, it's going to be very interesting what they're going to do after post DeMar. Who's going to be that guy to be the third option with Zoe and LaVine going forward, but they're still working together. Boston, big question mark. Who they keeping? Who's the guy? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. But outside of them, who else have they got? Not a whole lot. Cleveland, 6th seed. I did not think they were going to be this good. I thought they would be a play-in team. They're playing old school big men basketball. Their future's very bright. They're going to be very good for a long time. Toronto, very good future. Scotty Barnes, real deal. Just got to work on his floor spacing and shooting. But once they get the right pieces around there, they're going to be a tough team to beat too. Brooklyn, their future's on borrowed time. Will it work? Ben Simmons, Kyrie, KD, can they get together? Can Kyrie play a full
Okay, yeah, so I see what you're getting at.
You see what I mean? I'm going down here.
Yeah, so
there's teams down here
the
like
Bulls
Indiana,
and out of all the teams
really
you
high
named,
on.
Out of all the teams you named, the Bulls and the Bucks are the only two teams that'll be there in 5 years. And that's what I mean. Like, and that's what I think you're trying to get at. Those are the only two teams I know because they have you got Zach LaVine, he's 26, bro. I think Zoe is still gonna get better. Like I said, you got AO, you got Boost, they got pieces. And you got Giannis. He's 27. Like, they not going nowhere.
Right.
But every other team has a question mark on where they would be. But like the Bulls and the Bucks, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be where they are. So Bulls only if they re-sign LaVine. The Bulls are definitely re-signing LaVine. Don't even think about that.
Oh no, he's staying. I don't think they're getting rid of Zoe too, but
no,
I don't think DeMar again, he's getting older. Once his contract expires, is it going to be worth bringing back? It's once he's
No.
out of there, I'm worried about the Bulls. Like, who are they going to bring
No,
in?
I feel like once he's out of there, though, that's when they'll be ready to be their own men, for lack of a better term.
Probably. They'll be more mature. I think he's the perfect vet for him right now. I was so excited when they signed him because it was going to be fun to watch. But watch out for Indiana, J-Mo. They got Halliburton,
Oh, Indiana?
Buddy Hield, Levert. Oh, my God. Plus, they got Miles Turner coming
Indiana
back
got
to
some
keep them.
pieces. It's just like they need that star player, man.
Well, maybe they're going to get first overall and get Chet.
I mean, that would be game changing for them. Because Chet would be like Sabonis with defense. Like, yeah.
They're scary, man. They got a scary future, but
I still don't know how Sacramento traded Tyrese Halliburton. That's one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen in my entire life.
But I'm looking at the team like Knicks, Magic. They got nothing going for them. In a couple of years, man, the East.
I don't know. The Magic got Franz, and I think Franz. You heard it here first. Franz might end up being the second best player from this draft.
Oh no, he's legit.
He is a monster.
But,
I guess in
terms of Cade Cunningham, I'm spoiled because when I watch him play, like he's great, but he doesn't affect the game the way Cade does. And that's what I'm trying. I'm not dogging him saying that they don't have a future, that he's going to be the guy. But their future in terms of what we have with Cade, East is wide open. Cade's a winner. He wants to beat everyone. He said when he got drafted, he wants the best defenders, guys like Kawhi Leonard guarding him. That's why when they double team him, it doesn't faze him because he wants it. He thrives off of it. That's what superstars have. If you watch The Last Dance, you see what Michael Jordan's mindset was. It didn't care what it was. He played poker for thousands, probably millions of dollars. Then he would go in the front of the bus or playing whatever they were on, where the role players in the team were playing for quarters and dollars, and go take all their money. He just wanted to beat you. That's what Cade wants. That's why in a couple of years, 2 or 3 years down the road, East is going to be wide open. All the older players are going to be not as good or retired. The Pistons probably have the brightest future in the East. Now, there's teams out west like Memphis that I think is the few teams that have a higher ceiling of potential. John Morant's amazing. He's probably one of the best young point guards I've seen since Derrick Rose. Prime D Rose. What he's doing right now is insane. That's why their potential is so high. But we have a player like that in Cade Cunningham. Maybe not same talent-wise or play-wise, but what John Morant did to Memphis after a rebuild of letting go Zebo, Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, in a few years they got John Morant, and he's playing like the top point guard in the league right now. He's not there yet. He hasn't earned those stripes. But if he keeps playing like this, if he wins MVP, you got to say he's the best point guard in the league. That's what the type of player we have in Cade Cunningham. He is going to be a top player in the Eastern Conference, all-star games, possibly an all-star captain if he gets enough fan votes in a couple of years. But that's what Cade's going to do for this Pistons team. We're going to go back to the 04 dominance where we are in the playoffs year after year. We're going to be that team you're like, man, we got to play Cade Cunningham 7 times. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have Sadiq Bay hit a game winner against us in a series. That's where the Pistons are going. The future is there. When's the last time we've had this bright of a future where we're excited to watch us lose? Never. Ever. Last year it was let's be competitive, but let's not win. And this year we got Cade Cunningham where we're being competitive. In the last week or so, we're starting to string a nice little win streak in the column. The future is very bright for the Pistons. This may be one of the brightest futures we've had in a very, very long time. Cade is the best rookie we have had since Grant Hill, who went on to win co-rookie of the year along Jason Kidd. That's the level of greatness we are at right now.
Comments in the chat, they brought up Minnesota. Yeah, they got a nice, good young future.
Okay,
but Minnesota has to keep their team together, though.
Hey,
so
shout out to Cat, man. Cat's finally starting to put all those missing pieces together.
No, but see, the thing is, though, about Cat is I was just looking at, because I looked at the year he was drafted, because I was trying to think of a player that I had saw since Cade that was like that good as a big man or something like that, as a top prospect. Cat's only been in the league for 7 years. Like, he's only in his 7th year.
Right.
I'm like, he's young as hell. But like I said, they got to keep that whole team together. Because a lot of things is going on with that organization. So I don't know if they can keep that whole team together. My man, Mr. Ray, said something about Jalen Green. I was just telling them off camera, look, I know y'all hate Jalen. Cool. but he gonna be good. Like if you watch him play, like yeah, he's gonna be what they thought he was gonna be. He's just not better than like Cade or Evan Mobley, but we never thought he was really gonna be that. So.
Man, Giannis is only 26. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, bro. That's why I said. That's why I was like the Bucks. I was like the
yeah.
Bucks and the Bulls. That's why I was like the Bucks and the Bulls are gonna be around because
like
I know
Giannis
where
has been in the league
they.
for
I
like
know what their
15
long-term
years.
plans are. All the rest of these teams are like 3-year max windows.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
that's a
saying?
good question.
Like the Bulls are overachieving to the maximum, so like they're not supposed to be where they are. That's why like they're 2 years away from being the type of team they really want to be. So once they get to those 2 years, you still gonna have a young Zoe, young Zach LaVine, and young Patrick Williams and whoever else they have. Yeah, man, dog, Giannis, bruh. Ain't nobody beating that man.
Hey, it's Free Smoke Saturday. We're gonna go ahead and jump to questions a little bit early because there's a couple in here I want to get to. So we talked about the bright future in the NBA. Don19 wants to know, JMO, who has the worst future in the NBA?
The worst future in the NBA. Let me go look at the standings.
I'm going with the Lakers.
The Lakers. That's a weird NBA standings.
LeBron's older. This is his probably gonna be his last year at this level. It didn't work out with AD.
Oh no, it's not gonna be his last year at this level. Sacramento.
Oh, dude, that's a great pick.
Sacramento. They gonna ruin all of that shit. I feel so bad for every Sacramento fan. Like your franchise. Oh my goodness. The Knicks, that's a good one.
The Knicks.
I was gonna say the Pelicans because Zion's gonna leave, and then Brandon Ingram gonna leave right after that.
Yeah, but you know what though? Because I can't say they have the worst yet, because there's still an ounce of hope that he's coming back, and I want to see him play with CJ and Bi. Like he's got good players.
I mean, but Zion's not gonna stay in New Orleans.
I don't blame him. I don't know if I want.
I don't know if it's gonna be this, but I mean, like he ain't gonna be there long. Like, and I know Bi when his contract is up, he's gone. So
yeah, but didn't he just sign like a 5-year deal like last year to stay?
Not like a couple years ago. It'd be up in a few years.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Victor Wembanyama. Oh yeah, I know about Victor, bro. He gonna be special. Another unicorn. Now that dude, we're gonna see what he can do. Does Coach K win his final home game tonight? I don't care. Fuck Duke.
Dude, did you see how much those tickets were going for today?
No, I didn't.
I want to say Bleacher Report put it on Twitter. Some of those tickets were going for like $80,000
for Duke.
For Duke, for one ticket was like 78 and some change, 78,000.
That they tripping,
dude. I don't care if you're Michael Jordan playing against God himself. I'm not paying $80,000 to watch you play basketball.
Not college basketball. Hell,
it's not even a player. It's a fucking coach.
Like, I'm not about the college. We talk about practice now. Like, we paying $80 for college ball. I don't care how rich I am. I ain't paying $80 for no college ball. Like, come on, man.
No one paid $80,000 to go
that expensive, man.
Phil Jackson's last coaching game. No one cares. Like, no one's going to pay that much money.
Who cares? $80 to watch a college basketball game?
College.
It ain't even professional.
Talking about college.
Like, come on, bro. That's absolutely ridiculous, man. So, I did want to talk about the MVP race a little bit. And who you think MVP is right now, and what was in the defense? We're gonna do MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. We're just gonna stick with them. And the Rookie of the Year is Cade, so we don't have to do.
Yeah, that. We've already discussed that Cade's Rookie of the Year. Dude, MVP is tough though, because I think everyone in the race has earned it. You look at what John Morant's done; it's great, phenomenal. I was going to go ahead and say Embiid was leading it until they got James Harden, because now that's what all the hype's on. That's what everyone's going to remember. They're not going to remember the first half of the season where Embiid was carrying his team by himself for the most part. Now he's got Harden, who has made him better. Jokic is still doing good things, but I don't think they're winning enough to make him MVP, even though I'm with Shaq and all them. I don't think that winning matters in terms of MVP. It's an individual award. KD, when healthy, is playing like an MVP.
Giannis getting disrespected.
I was saving him for last because I still think he's MVP.
Oh, okay.
Who am I missing? Is there someone else?
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan, I like that he's considered for it, but like you said, this last couple of stretches, like they've been losing these games they should have won. Where if he hits those shots, it's like boosting his chances of winning it. But people are sleeping on Giannis, man. It's not right and it's not fair. Giannis, no. I see. Steph had a shot for MVP. I forgot about him. But since Clay has gone,
I was about to say
Steph has been MIA.
Has an off-court problem.
I don't know where he's playing. He turned into Seth Curry or something. I don't know what happened.
Steph he got off-court problems. We're gonna leave it at that. Sorry, Steph.
Maybe I'm biased because Giannis is my favorite player in the league, but
I didn't know that.
He's the most dominant player in the league, man. Absolutely. Like no one can stop him. He's literally like Shaq 2.0. The closest thing we're ever gonna get to Shaq coming again is Giannis. No one can stop this man. He's unguardable.
All I want to do is toot my own horn. I got a video on my it's called NBAOs, my NBA observations, and I was like, who would be the best player in the NBA over LeBron? I literally was like Giannis, Kawhi, or Kevin Durant, and I end up going with Giannis. This was when he was 24, and people were like, man, J-Mo, you crazy. Right. No, Josh Giddey is an absolute monster. He gonna like this draft class, and this is why Cade is gonna be so good. Cade's the best player out of probably the best draft class we probably seen since like that 2010 draft class when Curry and them got drafted. In 03, LeBron and them got drafted. People don't realize Steph Curry, James Harden, Blake Griffin, and like some other great players all got drafted the same year. This is one of the best drafts we're gonna see. It's like 14 players in this draft that are going to make their mark on the league. Yep. I remember I told you, I was like, this draft had like 4 superstars or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that, but they're going to be tossed in terms of all-stars. Like Mobley, Scotty, definitely Mobley. He'll be a superstar. He just has the it factor. Mobley and Cade, they're there, but then you have your potentials and the Jalen Greens and Franz Wagner's, Josh Giddey. Just crazy. You got random rookies like Chris Duarte that's good. But back to MVP though, Giannis is having a better season than his MVP years. If you look at his numbers, but they giving him MVP. They giving him MVP fatigue. I definitely think I've been telling y'all this for the last 3 years, but he's the best player in the NBA. He's the best player in the league. You know he's the best player in the league when Shannon Sharp says, love LeBron to death, but Giannis the best player in the league. That's when you knew. But I might have to go with Ja. If I was to put it in order, it'd probably be Ja, Giannis, and I'll probably go with DeMar DeRozan. I know Joker and Embiid are playing out of their mind, but I wasn't the highest on the Embiid MVP train. Joker is just Joker. Ain't nobody sleeping. To me, Embiid is like Embiid is Embiid, but I feel like people like overrate what he be doing to like suit his narrative of him living up to the type of player he's supposed to be. So the last 2 years, he's definitely
he was doing this with Andre Drummond in a power forward, dude.
Man, what do you mean? What did that supposed to mean? You act like Andre Drummond isn't a good basketball player.
The paint was clogged up. He had no point guard. His second best player.
He had Seth Curry. He had Tyrese Maxey averaging 18 points a game on great efficiency. He still had Doc Rivers. He still had a bench. Matisse Thybulle, first all-team defender. That Philly team is good. That's what some people like. When people act like that Philly team don't got nobody on it. But anyway, Jokic's team is the team that's way worse.
That's not what I said, though. He didn't have a point guard. Like, Tyrese Maxey's nice.
Tyrese Maxey.
Steph Curry's the 2 guard. Ben Simmons was supposed to be that guy, and he was MIA. And he was still doing this, still going to playoffs and still winning games and still going crazy.
Dude, and Joel Embiid is he better than Ben Simmons?
Who, Embiid?
Yes.
100%.
Has he always been seen better as Ben Simmons?
1,000%.
Okay, so if Ben Simmons is gone, I don't want to hear nothing about Ben Simmons because Joel Embiid's the better player. He's supposed to be doing
better than Ben Simmons.
Exactly what he's doing. But back to like Jokic, to me, he has the worst team out of all of these players, because I've seen like especially after MPJ went down. But the reason I put DeRozan at 3 is because that 35-point streak and like just what he was doing, man. Like he broke a Wilt Chamberlain record. He tied a Michael Jordan or broke a Michael Jordan record when it came to scoring the basketball.
What was it? 7 straight games of scoring 35.
No, it was
plus
like 10
50%.
straight. It was like 10 straight.
Well, 35. It was something like that where he shot 35 points and shot 50%.
Yeah, and he was getting like he was just.
For
But the thing is, before he was doing that, he was already averaging 27 a game and having a great season, and the Bulls were already a top seed. So he was already like in the low tier, maybe like 10 or 9, in the MVP rate.
Mm-hmm.
But he did that. It shot him up. But like I said, without the Zoes and the Carusos and some of them little small pieces that you really need, DeRozan that's falling back down because they lost some games. But it's Ja. It is Ja Morant, man. I think he might win MVP, and I think he is MVP leader right now this second. Because just like Kendrick Perkins said, the MVP is going to change every 2 weeks because it's so close this year. But this boy Ja, man, he went and gave Ayo Dosunmu 41 and was like, okay, DeJounte Murray. I told people he was an overrated defender, still a very good defender. But he's like, DeJounte, I just gave you 40 the last time played. This time I'm going to raise you, and I'm going to give you 50 while I'm shimmying on your head. Ja, bro, he's that dude. Ja is the best point guard in the league this season. Not the best point guard overall or nothing like that, but he's been the best point guard this year. Nobody has played point guard better than him the entire season. Curry was, but to me, it has to be Ja or Giannis at this point. It just has to be.
100% agree with you, but let me tell you why I think Ja is not going to win it. Not because he doesn't deserve it, but if you go back and watch,
he'll win it if they the 1 seed, and that's possible.
Very possible. But there's a pattern that's happened the last few years with MVPs, because let's go back to like LeBron Miami days, because it really started around that ballpark area. It was like LeBron, KD. You get the picture. Those guys were running the league. Well, all of a sudden, during that era, Westbrook wins an MVP. But before he didn't win it, and he finished the second half of the year averaging a triple-double. So the next year, he averaged a triple-double for the next 2 seasons, won MVP. Giannis had a good year. Should have been MVP. But I think that was the time it went to Harden or Westbrook one of those years. But the next year, Giannis had a comeback tour, and he won it. It feels like the NBA does this almost like a marketing thing. It's like, can Ja win it next year? And you're going to see him a lot more on TNT and ESPN next year and a lot more national games. And next year will be the year he wins it. It's kind of what happens. If Embiid wins it this year, it's because he didn't win it last year.
Yeah, I was about to say that would mean Embiid's going to win it. But I don't think Embiid's not going to win it, man.
If he does, just pencil in Ja.
James Harden, now that James Harden's there, he's not going to win it.
If Embiid wins it this year, I'm putting $1,000 on FanDuel that next year Ja Morant's winning an MVP, because I think I've cracked the code.
I mean, MVP it's different every year though.
It is.
But the thing with Harden and like the Harden thing is like Harden should have got like 5 MVPs. They had to give him one. Same thing with Prime Russ. Like even before the triple, like after the triple double, you could have gave Russ another MVP if you wanted to. Like so, and then it was LeBron James, because I definitely think LeBron was MVP the year that Harden won. He definitely was MVP. But they had to give it to Harden, and they stopped giving it to Bron, and they gave it to – the most they'll do is give the players that they are the media darlings 2 in a row. I'm not counting when Brown was winning 2 in a row because the NBA was a different landscape back then, but they gave to Curry the 2 for 2 because he was a media darling. Giannis is a media darling because he's a person – he's a great person. There's no way you can hate on the man. So just by that default, he won his 2. Basically, definitely warranted defensive. Like I think Giannis is supposed to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year again. But
he's not Defensive Player of the Year. I know we were going to talk about that, but there's not a better defensive player out there.
Giannis Defensive Player. I had Lonzo, then he got hurt.
Yeah,
but Giannis Defensive Player of the Year. I just feel like you're right about that from a perspective, but right now, It's Ja, man. I just like
I agree, man. Ja's been
I'm not even a Ja Morant fan. I'm just a fan of basketball.
How
I'm
old is
watching
Ja?
what he's doing on the court, and I'm watching the NBA landscape. It's the Derrick Rose theory. If Embiid was MVP this year or Giannis was MVP this year, would they win MVP over MVP D Rose?
Why not?
So let's say Chicago, instead of being that team, is just swap them out. It's 60 with MVP team. They gonna damn near win the same amount of games. Swap them out. Or they win an MVP over him. So
it's crazy because D Rose was 22 when he won it, and Ja's 22 right now.
That's what I'm saying. Ja's in his third season. Like, I think Ja is going to be the D Rose we never got to see.
I hope so.
I think he will have some injuries throughout his career, but it won't be as bad as D Rose. And it's just Ja. See, like I said, I'm not really a Ja Morant fan or anything like that, but the dude is insane.
But I think he's gonna do a better job protecting his body because he's already a better shooter than D Rose was.
Yeah.
So he doesn't.
That's what I always get worried about with players athletic like Ja and like younger than Donovan Mitchell. I'm like, I'm not high on y'all because y'all can't shoot. But once him and D Mitch got a jumper, I'm like, oh, it's a problem now. Because Ja couldn't shoot his first 2 seasons at all. Could not hit a jumper. Right. Boy worked on his game, and now he about to be MVP. But I'm just going with Ja because I feel like it's like the Derrick Rose theory. Now, and Giannis is Giannis. He's the champion, the Milwaukee fatigue. Embiid, he's still, like the leader or whatever, but now he got James Harden. And Memphis is what seed are they? They the 3rd seed. They 1 game behind the Warriors. Memphis get the 2nd seed, and Ja's still playing like MVP. You got to give it to Ja because Memphis was an 8th seed last year, wasn't they? Like they lost.
No, they were the playing tournament, weren't they?
They were an 8th seed. They did they make the playoffs last year?
Yeah, they beat. Didn't they beat Golden State? No,
the Lakers beat Golden State.
Oh shit, I don't remember. They were in the playing tournament.
I thought they were in the playoff. NBA standings.
Who was the first seed last year? Because I think they had to play them.
First seed was Phoenix. The Lakers had to play them, I think. Oh no, the first seed was it was Phoenix. Last year? Or was it Utah? No, the first seed was Utah. It was Utah, I think it was.
Yeah, Utah played them, I thought.
Let me go look. Yeah, so they were the 8th seed last year playing Utah. Philly was the 1st seed. You see what I'm saying? Like, they were the 1st seed last year. They got worse. And then they got worse, technically. But Memphis was an 8th seed. If these dudes are a 2nd seed and he's been the best point guard this season and Embiid just got a damn superstar, you know what I'm saying? I don't see how you the NBA loves Ja. He's a highlight reel. He's in the discussion for the new face of the NBA because highlight reel everything. Just like everybody loved Derrick Rose. Like prime D Rose is like if you go to sports in top 100 most loved sports players, prime D Rose will be on that list for those 2 years. Like the whole world loved Derrick Rose, man. Everybody loved Derrick Rose. Pistons fans loved Derrick Rose, and he was the enemy.
He played for the Bulls, who was a rival for us for how many years?
Forever. And so
you're right though. I don't know one person who hates Ja. Like none of my friends talk anything bad about
one person hates Derrick Rose. Have you ever met one?
There was a few that would come on here when he was on the Pistons and say he sucked. But even then, I don't think they hated him. I just think they were sad to see him at that stage.
Right.
I don't know anyone who hates him. And like people like Tim Duncan, there's only one guy I can think of that hates him, and that's Crawford, the referee. I can't think of anyone who hates Ja.
Exactly.
I haven't seen anyone on Twitter who hates everybody say anything bad about Ja. Ja's what we need in the world right now. Let's send him over.
What you gonna say bad about Ja?
I can't say anything bad about him.
It's the same thing. I mean, even though Giannis wasn't a shooter, so they tried to attack his basketball game. But what could you say about Giannis? Like, what you gonna say?
Well, that's a different story though, because he's at a different level right now in his career, and hopefully Ja can get there.
I'm talking about even when he
Giannis is competing with LeBron for who's the face of the league, and that makes people who are like LeBron stands really mad and hate him.
Yeah, they saying Giannis. I remember Kendrick Perkins. Giannis can't be the face of the league. Why can't he? He is the face of the league. Him and Steph right now. Why can't he be the face of the league? He definitely could be the face of the league because the league. The reason why on that video I did, I was like, Giannis was gonna be the best player in the face of the league or whatever, is because I said usually the most athletic phenoms are always the face of the NBA. Giannis, LeBron, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. And then like before Michael Jordan, it was different. Kareem, Magic Johnson.
I mean, Magic was athletic,
the face
but
of the face
it
of the NBA.
wasn't that level. So Magic was athletic. It just wasn't at the level we're used to.
No, it's not the level that I'm talking about.
Like back in his day, like he was probably one of the most athletic guys in the league.
But like guys like Dominique Wilkins is more athletic. But yeah, usually that athletic phenom, freak of nature, the Greek freak, and then like they win the championship, that's usually the face of the NBA. And then his personality fits. That's why Kevin Durant was never the face, because his personality, I don't think it ever really fit. On top of him not being able to win at the right time. But you got Ja, you got Luka Doncic, you got like guys like Giannis, and even guys like young guys like Devin Booker for like face of the NBA, even Joel Embiid to an extent. Make sure you guys drop any questions you have in the chat, man. We were having a good time talking about Cade. We got to talk about Sadiq though.
Facts. We definitely got to talk before we hop off of here.
Definitely got to talk about Sadiq Bay. Question: how long before we see Cade drop 50? Cade will drop 50 second half a year or two.
Is that when do you think we're going to make the playoffs? Because the season we make the playoffs is going to be the Cade breakout season where people outside Detroit start recognizing his game at this level. That will be when he drops 50.
Could be year 3. I think or late year 2, like I said. But I think I think we're like Memphis, but we got better players. And I'm talking about a trajectory standpoint. Like Memphis first year, Ja Morant was great, rookie of the year. Second year, Jaren Jackson got hurt. They didn't do much. Third year, Ja elevated his game to a different level. The team elevated the team around him to a different level, and they're not breaking out. I think we are this year. Next season, we'll be very competitive. Might make the play-in tournament. We'll win anywhere between anywhere between like 27 to like 42, anywhere like in that range. Anywhere in that range, I think. So I don't know if we'll make the playoffs or not. But the third season, we're making the playoffs. In Cade's third season. And like everybody's healthy and things like that, absolutely. We're going to be too good.
Ben, you're right. Jerseys are coming back next year.
I like the teal jerseys.
I'm a teal guy. I got my Grant Hill one hanging up right now.
Yeah, I don't understand these fans that people don't remember how ugly and how much we hated it. I do remember. I was there. We loved the teal jerseys when I was a young kid. And my thing was I love the horse. Like that horse and the teal looks so cool. It looks so cool to me growing up. I love the horse, man. That was my favorite logo.
Cade might drop 50 in teal, man.
Oh, that would be tough. 50
yeah. Then everyone's gonna love teal.
Oh yeah, some Grant Hill type stuff. Well, we have to talk about, to me, the guy that has been the biggest conversation to me about the Pistons this season is Sadiq Bay. And you'll be like, J-Mo, how was he the biggest conversation when we had the Jeremy Grant situation in Cade? It's because tons of people were ready to give up on this guy. He was receiving a lot of criticism from a lot of places. And honestly, the first half of the season, he wasn't playing well. If you look at his field goal percentage, it's still not efficient. A lot of people just don't like that with him. But this is why I said players need a chance to fail. Like if Sadiq didn't have that opportunity to go out there while Jeremy Grant was hurt and miss all them shots and play bad and do all the things that he was able to do, we wouldn't see the Sadiq we see now until probably like second half of next year. Yes, that's how much development he was able to get in those 6 weeks. But a lot of times these players, they don't get that look. But now the boy is looking, like I said, I thought he was going to be a future all-star. But bona fide scorer, future all-star, he even dropping 20. He's been playing amazing, man. I think Sadiq Bay is going to be a cornerstone for us. Like I said, he's going to be I think he can be a perennial all-star, but he definitely will make some all-star teams for us. But what do you think about Sadiq Bay and how he's been playing, and where's his potential at? Because I know he's an older player, but I think Sadiq is really going to be good, man.
100%. I probably got the best look at him this season. Shout out to my fiance. She did a great job for my birthday / Christmas, getting me Pistons tickets. We went to the San Antonio Spurs game, and she pretty much damn near got us courtside seats. We're maybe 3 or 4 rows back. Had a great view. That was when everyone had COVID. No one was on the team except for Sadiq Bay and Diallo. Everyone else was a G League player. When I tell you he carried us, I mean he did everything by himself, him and Diallo. That was really the turning point for him. And I would say about that point, it was a few months into the season, right before Cade and all them came back and took over. He woke up. He realized, like, hey, Casey needs me to be the guy. My teammates need me to be the guy. The fans need me to be the guy. There's something about Sadiq. I'm going to start calling him the silent assassin or something like that, because you don't see him talk trash too much. But the other night, he hit a corner 3 in the fourth quarter and was talking trash to the fans because they were talking trash to him. He's he's that player who he doesn't talk trash. He just backs it up. He doesn't need to talk. He's going to hit you in the face with a 3. He tried to put someone on a poster the other night. He's feeling more confident than ever.
And that's what I was like. That's the difference between Cade and Sadiq. Is Cade would have postered the fuck out of him. Like,
yeah.
And that's the difference between number 1 overall and where Sadiq got picked.
Right. But his ceiling, man, he's an all-star caliber player. I think he's got that potential in him. He's what you want in a modern-day NBA. He's someone who plays defense at a very high level, and he hits a whole lot of threes. Yeah, his shot may not be the prettiest or the most fundamental, but he gets it to go in. When he gets it going, man, we haven't really seen it a whole lot, but we've seen it on a few occasions. When he's got the high hand, he can't miss. And I think if the Pistons keep running their offense where he keeps getting all these looks, it's only going to be a matter of time, probably next year or year number 3 into Cade season, where he's going to have this stretch like DeMar where he couldn't miss in a week. He's going to have that. All these shooter players have it. Clay's had him. Steph's had him. Ray Allen's had him. Reggie Miller's had him. When you're a shooter and you get the high hand, you can't miss. It's only a matter of time before Sadiq gets a high hand again like that. And at this time where he's an actual part of the offense, Cade's is going to give him the ball. It'll probably be the most Rip Hamilton-esque play we've ever seen, where they're just going to run him off of screens and post him up in the corner and get him wide open threes. That's how hot of a player he can become. No homo. Potential-wise, all-star caliber player. He is going to probably be the number 2 if we didn't have this draft coming up to Cade Cunningham. Like, he can be our secondary player, star player. He could be our Scottie Pippen to our MJ. And there's going to be times because, like I said, Cade's not looking to score all the time, where Sadiq might finish the season with more points than Cade. And I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, my favorite Piston of all time is Richard Hamilton. And I always go back and, well, that might be subject to change. We'll see how Cade plays. But I always go back to those Piston teams, how Richard Hamilton was always the best scorer on those teams, and he always led those teams in scoring, not Chauncey Billups. Now, fast forward to now. Sadiq Bay, I definitely think perennial all-star. I don't know if he can reach that superstar status. I just got to see a lot more from him. But fans need to realize it's not easy to just, like, do y'all play basketball? And I ask that because do you know how hard it is to drop 30 points in a basketball game in the NBA? And Sadiq Bay in his second year has already had multiple 30-point games. That lets you know he can be a high-level, high-tier 20-point-per-game scorer. And Drew already went over it. He plays defense and he can shoot the basketball. So when you have that, definitely. And the reason why he could be the number 2 to Cade is because Cade potential is so high that Sadiq Bay could be your number 2. I think he'll probably be our number 3, depending on what's going on. But I don't think player development is done for a lot of these young players, the Luka Garza's, the Livers of the world, the Stewarts, the Killian Hayes, people like that. I think they just scratching the surface. That's why, like we were saying, year 3 of Cade is probably going to be, I think year 2 is going to be phenomenal, especially for Cade. The jump he's going to make, he probably be an MIP conversation. But year 3 for Cade and the whole team, hopefully Killian sticks around. Who knows? We really don't know. Maybe it'd be Jaden Ivey instead. But that team gonna be a problem. And I think Sadiq Bay, he's gonna be better than a lot of us actually believe he can be. And I think the sky's the limit for him, man. He's becoming a real alpha on this team, like with that score at the end of the game. Usually, Jeremy Grant or Cade Cunningham would have been taking that go to the inside layup type shot. But this game, Sadiq was like, no, I'm gonna be the one to go and do this. And that's what you need to see from him, man. I think him and Cade can really be a bad mother effing duo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not comparing him to these players. I'm talking about duo-wise on some CJ McCollum, Dame, two-way punch type shit. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George type stuff. That's what they could end up being. You know what I'm saying? So I think I didn't want him to get all the opportunity he got because he was missing a lot of shots. You know what I'm saying? And to me, like, when you out there making mistakes and we suck, it's not going to look good on you. But him and Diallo, like you said, getting that opportunity to play on the G League Pistons. And remember, they both dropped 30 in a game, man. And I keep bringing up Diallo going to be, man. Don't sleep on that boy. That boy Diallo is a dog. He a defensive dog, and he's strong. Man, I have a really great feeling about this team. If they keep those core like 7 or 8 players together.
Yeah. Diallo is very important going forward because that's someone Troy personally brought in. If Troy can keep bringing in guys like Diallo, where they're going to get an opportunity and perform, like Diallo is such a big, important part of our bench. If Diallo is not there, like it doesn't look the same. I've never seen someone get 2 or 3 dunks a night so effortlessly. Like they're easy dunks, wide open in the right spot. I'm glad and happy Troy made the tough decision of either keeping Josh Jackson or Diallo because they both weren't going to work. He made the right choice. Diallo is going to be that guy. And playoff time, when you have to play defense, again, Detroit basketball, he's a two-way player, great at getting steals and forcing turnovers at the other end, contesting shots. Don't try to sneak a dunk or layup on him if he's chasing you down because he's going to block it from behind. I was so excited when we traded Mihailuk for him. How's Mihailuk doing compared to Diallo? Not dissing Mihailuk. I still like Mihailuk. But again, another great trade. I think the Pistons got some nice pieces going forward. You got anything else you want to touch on before we head on out of here, J-Mo?
I saw somebody bring up Frank Jackson. What about him? Frank is he's lost his spot, man. He's gone.
I forgot he was on the team, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he done. But no, you definitely had to pick between Josh Jackson and Diallo, and I already told you I wanted Josh Jackson on the team. He's from Detroit. I love the guy. He's from my city, man. Just didn't work out. But Diallo's a better player, young, athletic. Like, I'll just say what I really want to say, bro. Diallo could end up being the second best player on this team if he lives up to his potential. Like, we talking about, let's just say every player on this team lived up to their potential. Diallo will be the second best player on this team. Probably third would probably be Bagley. But I just watch him, man. He has that athleticism, that juice. He just needs to learn how to shoot that jumper.
And he's putting.
If he start hitting that jumper, like we're talking,
pretty nice.
Because you have to understand, parts of your game opens up other parts of your game. Diallo, like I said, he like mini Bron. That's what my cousin calls him, mini Bron, and I call Cade light skin Bron. He like, because he's very strong, very athletic, like, and like he's just a monster. If he can finish with either hand, he has juice, he has go. All he needs is a consistent jumper, and the man will turn from, I don't even know how many points he's scoring. But if Diallo just had a consistent jumper, he could average 20. Like, seriously.
Nah, I think he started
just
to make
with
that
a consistent
transition,
jumper, and I think he definitely can develop at least a 36 point% jumper. That's why I'm like, y'all might call me crazy, but Diallo potential is limitless. It's just will he live up to it?
Mm-hmm. But his jumper's making way. Like, it's still not pretty. He's got a lot of arch on it, but it's miles better than where it used to be. Shout out to Luke G. What's going on, Luke?
What's good, man? What's good, Luke? Yeah, we got Bravo back in here. Thanks for joining us. We about to wrap up the show. You got any closing thoughts, man? Some thoughts about Sadiq Bay, because we definitely just had a little segment on my man Sadiq Bay.
Yeah, it's a very good show. I didn't really listen for the entire show. I was busy, but hey, it's good thing we're watching this Pistons. I got an always interesting question in my mind. How many games do you guys think we're gonna win for the rest of the season?
Well, I remember we had to debate if we win over 20, I think, and I'm like, no, man, we gonna win 20 games. How many more games is left in the season?
I think 15.
Yeah.
We'll win probably 3 to 5. 3 to 7 of those, probably 21 wins, something like that. 22.
Yeah. We should not really try to sacrifice. Could you see us going on a winning streak like what Phoenix did a few years ago?
Yeah, absolutely. Our team, like when our I keep saying, when our full team is together, they look okay. They look straight. They look straight. So yeah.
Yeah, so I do agree.
He say he think 10 they gonna go on a run. I think they gonna go on a run too, because Cade Cunningham has just supercharged this team, man. Like I was actually surprised we lost to the Wizards that game. We should have beat the Wizards. Like this team is supercharged, man, and we don't need to like go losing game. I mean, go like tanking and stuff because we have Cade now. We're gonna have a top 10, top 8 pick no matter what, top 7 pick no matter what. Don't worry about all that. Win games, establish a culture. It's about winning, bro.
Yeah, I agree. But the only thing is, you'd wonder if it's a really right move to do right now because we're on the end of the season and we're closer to getting a top pick over instead of tanking. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I'm looking at the remaining schedule right now. It's possible we very well could win 10 games here. Atlanta's a team we can beat. We play Chicago. We'll probably lose there, but since Lonzo's out, that's a chance we could win. We just beat
Lonzo
Boston.
ain't there to shut down Cade. We probably could beat them.
We play the Clippers. That's probably a 50-50 one. They're playing pretty good. We play Miami. We'll lose there. Play the Magic. That's a dub. Cavaliers. That's a dub. Trailblazers. That's a dub unless Dame plays. Play the Hawks again. Wizards 50-50. Knicks 50-50. Nets probably an L. Sixers an L. Thunder dub. Pacers 50-50. Then we end the season on Mavericks and Bucks. I bet we win at least 40% of these games.
I was about to say we could win like seven or 6 of those games. Absolutely.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we go on a winning streak at the end.
I'll be happy.
But
that could be the best thing.
I don't believe in tanking, and I believe in establishing a culture. What'd you say?
I think if we run off on a win streak here, I think that could be a blessing in disguise. Yes, it'll hurt our draft value. But I was telling Bravo this when we were backstage is like, we already got our rookie. We got our draft. And Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bay, Beef Stew, Killian, even if they don't pan out. I know at least we have Cade and Sadiq going forward. Those are the guys. Now we have to start getting veterans, meaningful veterans, not guys like Corey Joseph, Trey Lyles, and McGriddle that don't do a damn thing. It's about getting like those DeRozans in free agency that come in and are like elevating your team to a whole new level. That's where the Pistons are starting to get into this rebuild stage is like, we have enough young talent. Now we have to get the actual veterans that are going to help this team. Not guys who are in their 30s, but maybe mid-20s that are in their primes. The Jeremy Grants that actually fit with the team type role players or vets. The Pistons, if they go on a win streak, are going to carry it in the next season. People are going to want to play with Cade Cunningham. It's something J-Mo touched on earlier is Cade's that guy, that free agency. People are going to want to come to Detroit to play with them because he's going to make them better. They're going to be on a winning team. And in a couple of years, they're going to be in the playoffs every year. Just because of Cade Cunningham and a little bit of Sadiq Bay in there. People are want to come in here and play with the Pistons because of those guys.
Let me tell you something.
If you on a win streak, it's not a bad thing, people.
Let me tell you something. DeMar DeRozan in this documentary. And look, I want y'all to understand. I'm not giving this man the credit. I'm giving you the context. Never, just understand. He wasn't going to the Bulls until Lonzo went there.
Mm-hmm.
And why is that? DeMar DeRozan is smart. Any basketball player on this planet, and LeBron will tell you, playing with a player like Lonzo is any hooper's dream. You always get the ball. You always open. He does everything off the stat sheet. So the moment he saw, he like, oh, they got that player and they got Zach LaVine, I'm there. And see, that's gonna happen for us. We're gonna get an ancillary piece, and some players gonna be like, oh, he over there with Cade and Sadiq. Oh, I'm there. And then that's when we elevate to the next level because we got Jeremy Grant still. Now, I don't know, like he'll probably get traded 100%, but if we kept Jeremy Grant, I don't think that would hurt us as much as I thought it would previously before because he's still a 20-point per game scorer.
Yeah.
He still can play D. He'll limit maybe some people's opportunity. Absolutely. But if he was on this team next year, he didn't get traded. How's that gonna hurt us, Drew? We'll be better.
If him, Cade, and Sadiq continue to score 20, how many teams have had 3 guys score 20 where they didn't win?
Exactly. Like we're gonna win some games. And if you trade into Jeremy, now you can flip him for something extremely valuable. And no, we definitely need to win games. We need to win games for the city downtown, for all the people to know that we here, and like NBA players know NBA players better than we do, man. They know what Cade is about. They already know. When he gave what was it, Denver that he gave 36?
Crossed up Jokic.
Like when he gave that boy 36, I bet you Jokic was like calling the NBA man like, yo, that boy K, he nasty. And his little Jokic accent. When they know what Cade is about, man.
We're not tampering.
They know what
here.
he's about, man.
But since Cade got drafted, Devin Booker is starting to really represent Michigan a lot more.
Yeah, come on, D-Book. Come home, D-Book. We get D-Book. We win and teach too. In my Ha Davis voice. We get D-Book. We win in 2 chips. I'm telling you. That series, though, we get D-Book. We win in 2 chips. I'm
Oh, dude, him,
serious.
Cade, and Sadiq, it's a wrap.
Oh,
man.
let us get D-Book. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man, we better get out of here before we start talking.
You don't want to ground me up, man. Y'all know how much I love Devin Booker, man.
Oh, man, that'd be a dream come true. Hey, man, with guys like Cade, though, that's the reality we're living in, is that anyone could come here. Anyone could want. Oh, we could draft Bronny and LeBron could come here.
Facts.
Just saying. Anything's possible right now. That's the magic of actually hiring a real GM who knows what the hell he's doing. We're going to leave it at that. You guys got anything to add before we go to final thoughts?
Nope.
Bravo, we'll start with you, man. I know you were working, but we appreciate you coming on the show when you could. Definitely have to chase those bills. But what do you got for final thoughts, Bravo?
It's really, I'm enjoying this last guys. Just enjoy the last game. We're having a lot of fun. I've never seen this Pistons for the past couple of years playing like that, and it's just so much refreshing for the mind watching this Pistons team right now develop. And we lost this season. We watched last season like we were losing, but we were losing really on a really competitive game. But this at the end of this, after the All-Star break, I'm noticing a huge difference. I'm noticing some improvement, and we're beautiful that we're beating those teams, man. We're beating those really strong teams, like talking about the Boston Celtics, talk about the Charlotte Hornets, talk about teams like they're really in the driving seat to go into the playoff. We were talking about Atlanta Hawks. We're playing them on Monday, and I would love them. I would love the Pistons to beat the Hawks. Why not? Go on the winning streak.
Absolutely. Heart of the City 313, JMO, man. It's glad to be back doing the show together, man. What do you got for the people for final thoughts on Free Smoke Saturday?
It is Free Smoke Saturday, man. Shout out to all of the people in the chat, all of the people that still came out to support us. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to my man Detroit Drew, man. Subscribe to my channel. I will have the show on my channel next week, man. We gonna get this jump back ramped up. Back going whenever we're available. But as I told y'all before, Pistons fans rejoice. We got a future. His at worst top 10, but I think he can be the best player in the NBA or the top 5 player in the league. And we have a great foundation, and the sky's the limit. The team is fun to watch, and this is something that we need. The Pistons is going to win a championship with Cade Cunningham in the Pistons jersey. And it's just very good for us. And I'm just very excited about this team because now when we play, I believe we have the potential to win any game. It's like back when the Lions had Stafford. It wasn't as if Stafford made us a great team. It was just the fact that we knew as long as we had Stafford, we could beat anybody. Like that was the thing. You have to surround pieces with that. Now that we got Cade, we know we can beat any team. It don't matter if it's Phoenix. I guarantee you, Phoenix was in trouble if Cade didn't get ejected. Because I was at that game. Cade was, remember, Devin Book had that crazy dunk. Cade went back down and destroyed Jalen Smith. That boy he was heating up. But that's just the point, man. Shout out to all of the fans. I love you guys. I love Pistons Nation, man. We're going to have some fun for the rest of the season, man. Big things are coming for the Pistons.
Yes, sir. Definitely want to shout out the fans, man. I know we've been like Steph Curry lately and been MIA, but no matter what, we know when we come back, you guys are here to support us, and we just want to say thank you guys for rocking with us tonight. And brighter days are ahead, man. The city of Detroit is certainly on the come up, not just with the Pistons, but all the sports in general. But you know things are starting to become special again when two of the most – I want to say they're the founding fathers of the Pistons organization. Or should I say they're on the Mount Rushmore of the Pistons organization? I think that's a better way of explaining it. Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, and Big Ben the Fro sat courtside last night and watched the Pistons and actually got to see them win and have a great time. That's when you know a team is special, when the legends come back and have a great time at the games. When they did all of those ceremonies for the 04 team, retiring Chauncey's and Rips and Big Ben's number, those seasons were forgettable. But I think even guys like Big Ben and Zeke know how special this team's going to become, and they're going to be a part of it. Big Ben's gotten way ahead of it. He's part of the G League, making his way into the front office, I'm sure, with the Pistons. He's here a lot. He wants to be here. He wants to see this team compete. He's helping the guys like Stu. Isaiah Thomas is helping the guys like Cade figure it all out. That's what Detroit basketball is. We have a history, a foundation, and a way. And that's what the young guys are finding out. That's why we've been so good defensively, is because these vets are buying into what they're preaching. They're telling the young guys, like, hey, you got to listen to Isaiah Thomas. You got to listen to Big Ben. They're buying into it. That's why Detroit basketball is on the rise, and it is back. In the next couple of years, man, no one's going to want to play the Pistons anymore. No one's going to want to watch the Pistons dominate the Celtics on ESPN every night. That's where we're heading. You best believe it, and that's the bottom line because Double D said so. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys next week on 313 JMO's channel. Until then, peace.